Good morning, good morning. This is Jan with Jen's Den Art. Today is Saturday morning. I hope you're having a great day so far. Say hello when you come on. We are in our Acrylic 101 30-day challenge, and we are already here on day number 25. Saturdays are no makeup days for me, so excuse the way I look. And pop on in and say hello. Hello, Miss Kathy. How are you? Good morning. Hi, Miss Sandra. How are you doing today? Let me make sure I have all of my supplies I need for today. I'm super excited to share with you some things that we're going to be doing today. We're still in our practice phase of our pop-up paint party. Let me show you this because this is a much better view than of my face. All right. So this is what we're doing, y'all. Pop on in, say hi. Hey, Miss Jean. Yeah, tell us if you're a tribe sister. Hello, Miss Ann. Sandra is in the house. She is a tribe sister. Thank you for being on here. One of my lights is not on me this morning, but I think we're gonna make it okay. Can y'all see? I think y'all can see pretty good. Bring it down just a little bit. All right, so I'm working on an 8x8 this morning. I'm not working big at all because we're just doing some practice stuff, okay? And just giving it just a few minutes. And this is what we're going to do. So if you remember, we have a pop-up paint party that starts. Tell us if you've signed up. Good morning, Miss Phyllis and Lisa and Brenda and Curry. Oh, I'm so glad y'all are here. Yay. Monica's here and Susan is here. And from Alabama, Janice is here. Yay. Thank y'all all so much for coming on. Give me a little sprinkle if you don't mind. If you are on Jen's Den's business page, you can give me a little sprinkle. But if you're in the Acrylic 101 group, I don't think you can do so. So, if you remember, I'm going to show you right up here. Try not to show me too much today. If you remember, we have this pop-up paint party going on that it starts on the 30th, which is Thursday. Okay, and we're going to be painting. It's only $15 right now. It goes up to $20 on Tuesday. So you have today and tomorrow to sign up for $15. And one side is Christmas and one side is fall. And so what we're going to do today, what I've been doing over the last 30 days is I've been taking pieces of this painting because I know a lot of you are overwhelmed by the amount of painting on here. That's why it's going to take us 5 days. I've been taking pieces of this painting and doing some practice with you all. We did a night sky. We did a church. We didn't do a house, but we did a white church. Okay. We also practiced on trees twice. We practiced on different kind of trees. We have Christmas trees, and then we also have I don't know if you can see this tree up here. We practiced on these kind of trees. We practiced on the trees back here. And so there's only a couple of other things that we really need to practice on. One of them is the corn stalks. We've practiced on pumpkins, but we're going to do pumpkins again today because they're super fun, especially at this time of the year. So something that we didn't do is the corn stalks. And we did not do practice on a cabin yet. We're going to do that over the next few days. And we're going to do a little bit of practice on the truck, on the car as well. So today we're going to just take a little bit of practice on the corn stalks here and how I paint those. They're super, super easy because I'm a very loose painter. I do not paint. You don't even need makeup. Aw, you're so sweet. I just woke up like 30 minutes ago, y'all. I was super tired. Happy autumn. Hello, Miss Jean. I'm in the tribe and love it. Yay. Oh, thank you. So sweet. Yes, we open the tribe on the same day that the pop-up paint party starts. So the tribe is going to be open for 5 days, and we are so excited. If you're on my email list, which is, if you look at the top of the comments, there's a place for you to get to join the wait list, which is basically on my email list. If you're on my email list, you get super duper bonuses. So, just want to let you know, hint, hint, if you haven't joined my email list, or what I'm calling my wait list, please go ahead and do so. Okay, so I'm just going to grab some supplies that I need. My little area where I put all my paints is up here. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to grab. Okay, so our corn stalks are going to be like on the yellow side. So this is what I'm going to start with when I start working on my corn stalks. I have different colors of golds and browns and stuff like that. So I have, this is a really, really popular color that's beautiful. It's called yellow ochre. Okay, and then here's a Naples yellow hue, which is just a little bit of a lighter yellow. You could probably just add white to the yellow ochre to get that. I have burnt umber, which is a beautiful brown. I have unbleached titanium, which is a cream color. It's kind of like a vanilla color. Okay, so if you're using craft paints, you can get yellow ochre in craft paints, and you can get like a vanilla or a milky white in craft paints as well. And of course you can get like a brown, any color brown you want. So our pumpkins, I'm going to use a craft paint actually, which is called burnt orange. Let me grab that. Okay, and here's a couple of other craft paints that would work really well. Antique gold will work really well for this. This is called ivory, and this is my burnt orange for my pumpkins. Okay, so I'm going to start there, and I'm not sure I'm going to need any other colors. Let's just see. Let me, well, of course you're going to need your black and white. So let's make sure we have our black and white available, which is right here. So I'm going to start, if you can see my palette, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Excuse me. This palette is dry. Excuse me. So I'm just using, this is what I've been using the last few days because it's been very convenient because I've been going live so often. Sometimes I just don't have time to prep all my stuff. This is called a paper palette. I don't think I originally shared this with all of you in Acrylic 101. This is just something to put your paints on that you can just dispose of when you're done with it. And it's basically kind of like almost like a wax paper finish. And it's perfect if you don't mind, you know, if you don't want to have cleanup after you're done with your paints. And I usually keep one of these in stock all the time, just in case I want to use it for the day. I don't use it every day because it's pretty expensive. It's 40 sheets for $6.99, but I bought it at Hobby Lobby, and it is it's Master's Touch. So if you get to Hobby Lobby on a 50% Master's Touch week, then you would only be paying $3.50, and it's 40 sheets. So if you do the math in your head like I'm doing right now, if I have 40 sheets, it's probably going to last me about a month if I paint every day. So you're looking at $3.50 a month for the paper palette. Okay, if you paint once a day, you're looking at, you know, about a little less than $3, about $3 a month if you want to buy something like that. So I've been using it a lot lately, and I really like it. Just because I've been having so much, it's just convenient for me right now because I've been having so much going on. I'm super, super busy, and it's just so much easier for me to just grab it and throw it away than worry about trying to clean my palette and start fresh and all that kind of stuff. So just grabbing trash is all I'm doing there. So I have some black, and now I have black all over me. Welcome to my world. Hello, Sharon. Hi, Elizabeth from the UK. Good to see you. Hi, Miss Pat and Diane. Stacy, retired English teacher. Yay. Broken down the elements of the final project. Miss Stacy, I was a high school math teacher for 25 years. And I have a lot of experience teaching, more than just being in the classroom. I used to actually be an instructional coach outside of the classroom, and I would coach other teachers as well. So yeah, that professional side of me, of the teaching side, was my career. That's probably why you appreciate that, and I appreciate you letting me know that. So thank you so much. Okay, so I am just adding a lot of different yellows and creams and browns and golds on my paper palette here. And I'm going to put my orange as well, just so I have it. And that's it. These are the only colors that I am going to work with, okay? So let me go through again all of my colors. And I'm super excited about this because this is going to be cute. I've never painted this before, so let's paint this together. All right, so I have my black in the middle. And then, of course, I'm going to have some white hanging around. I did not put my white on here. Let me do that right now. Okay. And then I have a burnt umber, which is a dark brown. I have kind of like a light yellow ochre. Okay, but it's not called light yellow ochre. It's actually called Naples Yellow Hue. It's a Liquitex brand. And then I have yellow ochre. And then I have unbleached titanium. I have creamy white, which is kind of like a vanilla color. And then I have burnt orange. And then, of course, I have my black in the middle. So those are the colors that I'm going to use today. And I'm going to stay very, very loose in my painting. I'm only working on an 8x8. So my paint brushes are going to be... I like to stay loose and kind of like the impressionistic style. So I'm going to use some medium size. This is kind of like an angle brush. This is a flat brush. They are both super used. You can tell that they have not been taken care of very well, but they're very soft bristles, and they work well for me because I like that messiness. I don't want my pieces to look perfect. Okay, I'm going to grab another paintbrush that I may use. It's an angle brush. It's a little bit smaller than these. This says it's 3/8 of an inch. And it is called an angular brush. Okay. And I'm going to have my palette knife on hand right here. Let me get one that's a little bit thinner at the tip. You want something... Nope, that's not the one I want. Hang on. Let's try this one. You want something that's kind of tiny at the tip of it, because we're going to be making, here's another one that I might use. We're going to be making some corn stalks with this. And if you look at a corn stalk, you know how the tips of the corn stalks, they kind of like go up and then they come down, and they're really, really thin. So I'm going to try to use the palette knife to make those types of strokes. Okay. Hello, Miss Elaine. Hi, Dorothy. 8 a.m. on the West Coast. Ooh. Hi, Cindy from Canada. So glad you're here. Welcome, Wilson. Glad you're here with us. Hi, Michael. So is it not showing up in Acrylic 101? Is the stream not showing up in Acrylic 101? It says it's streamed. On my end, it says that it is live in Acrylic 101. Y'all need to let me know if that's working or not. Because right now, I'm just looking at you through StreamYard. I'm not looking at you through Facebook. So I don't know what Facebook is doing with all of this stuff. See what I'm saying? Hi, Miss Linda. How's it going? Okay, so here's my first approach. I'm going to start kind of big. And I'm going to give me a background that is a little bit of a grayish brown. So I'm going to dip into, I'm using a much bigger brush just for my background. I'm going to dip into the black, and I'm going to do this the right way. I'm going to take some of my paints and I'm going to move them into another area to create a new color. Okay, that's the right way to do it. Most of the time, I dip into the paint and then I accidentally mix all of the other colors together, and that's just not the way to do it. So I'm still not even showing you right. I should clean my palette knife off and then dip into the white, and then come over here and clean my palette knife off again, and then dip into the black and clean my palette knife off again. I always keep a rag in my lap, even though it's an old t-shirt, because that's the way I like to clean my stuff off. Okay, so I'm going to mix this together. It might be a little bit more brown than I want, but I'm trying to get like a grayish color, and I think I am producing that right here. Okay, clean that palette knife off, and I'm going to take my, now it's a little bit too dark, so I'm going to grab some white, and I'm going to put some white on my canvas. Just grab this and stick it on here, and then clean my palette knife off, and then I'm going to come with this beautiful, now you see how the white is picking it up, so it's making it a little bit lighter. Instead of mixing more white on my palette, my color palette area, I just put the white on the canvas. Now this is a really cheap canvas. You can probably tell because look at the play in it. See how cheap it is? It's not really firm. I use these a lot, these little canvases, for demos when I am showing, people how to paint. I highly suggest you get yourself like a mixed media pad or something like that if you want to do some demos. I have tried the mixed media pad, and I just don't like the way that the paint absorbs into the paper. So I usually buy myself on blick.com. I buy myself, because I do so many lives and I do so many teaching demonstrations, I buy myself a pack of they sell like secondhand canvases that have been damaged in some kind of way, and they sell them in big bulks, like 40 in a pack. So I bought a bunch of 8x8s, and they probably cost me pennies, but I prefer to paint on an actual canvas, even though it's not a professional grade canvas. I just prefer to paint on a canvas than I do on paper. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm going for my background. It's a little bit of burnt umber, a little bit of black, a little bit of white, and a little bit of unbleached titanium. And I just kind of made a really soft browny gray color. And now I'm going to come back and I'm going to add just a little bit more into that gray color. And I'm going to give me, just at the top, I'm going to go a little bit darker if I can. It's still kind of wet. I'm just going to stroke around until I get the top. Let me grab some brown and see if I can do that. Oops, I accidentally grabbed some orange, but that's okay. It's going to look really good. This is so much fun, y'all. I really needed to paint today. I've been doing too many tech things over the last few days that did not involve painting. And I needed this morning. Michael is hunting. He went hunting today, so he asked me to go with him, but I actually prefer painting. I love to hunt, don't get me wrong, but I was really looking forward to spending some time with you guys this morning and just doing a little bit of painting. So, today's painting has everything to do with what I wanted to do. You know, sometimes you just have to take some time for yourself. You keep rags in your lap too? Yes. Sometimes when I get up, I do that all the time, Miss Nona. I have rags on the floor. Yep. And the worst part is I don't even care. Why should you care? I'm the same way. It's all good. Just pass back later and pick them up. Yes, wiping on my pant legs. Y'all, if you could see my pant legs right now, I have a set of like 5 different pairs. Yep, painting for yourself. Yay. I have a pair of 5. I have a drawer with just painting clothes. I have 5 different pairs of like yoga pants or, you know, pants like that are comfortable to sit in. And I can't wear them out in public because they have paint all over them. So, painting for yourself. I love it. I'm so glad we're doing this today. Okay, so now I am going to go into my medium-sized brushes. And I'm going to start with this yellow ochre. And I'm just going to I'm flipping my paintbrush back and forth. Remember, make sure you do that. Flip your paintbrush back and forth. And I'm going to start down here at the bottom. And I'm just going to kind of pull down. It's still wet, so it's not transferring as well as I would like to. But as I work, it's going to start drying. I'm just kind of pulling. This is just going to be like the base of my corn stalks and my pumpkins. And I'm just keeping it really loose. I'm not trying to create any special look other than just kind of like a little bit of tall grass is kind of what I'm going for. So I'm just kind of flicking. You like that word? I'm just flicking. Just do the flick thing. It works. All right, I'm grabbing just a teeny bit of a little bit of a lighter color. And I didn't even clean my paintbrush off. I'm still kind of just covering things up. All right, kind of like that. Let me do a little bit more of this gold color. See how I'm using the side of the brush? So let me talk to you about the difference. If you hold the paintbrush straight up and down, you're going to dig into the canvas. Okay? So I'm digging into the canvas and I'm getting all the way to the base of the canvas. But if you hold that same paintbrush, and I'm going to add a little bit of this lighter color. If you hold the paintbrush like this at an angle, now I'm allowing the paint to just flow off of the paintbrush, and it's not digging into the canvas. It's kind of like laying on top of the other colors. So that kind of helps you get those different shades in there a lot easier and then it's not going to make mud for you. It's not going to mix in as much. All right, so that's my little grass in the background. And then I'm going to clean that paintbrush off. I am done with it. I'm putting it in the water, and then I'm taking my rag on my lap, and I'm cleaning it off and just squeezing out the excess water. Okay, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my palette knife. Okay, I'm going to grab a palette knife. I think I'm going to grab this one because it's longer. And I'm going to I'm going to go on this side. I'm going to make myself a couple of corn stalks. So this is how I'm going to start. This painting is going to have both palette knife. Oh, I'm so excited. I love this painting already. This painting is going to have palette knife work and paintbrush work in it. So that's going to be one of my corn stalks. Y'all see what I just did? I took some cream color and I took some of this kind of like unbleached titanium and I just kind of mixed it up together. And I'm going to make myself pull down just using the edge of the palette knife. I'm getting a bunch of paint on it. Let me make one more right there. Okay, so that's going to be my corn. That's the beginning of my corn stalk. Now, this is where it's going to be fun. I'm going to grab some of this paint and put it on the edge of my palette. And I'm going to start from the base of my corn stalk. And I'm going to push in and make kind of like some little V's. So I'm going to push and just make some little V's. Now, I'm using 3 different colors. Let me talk to you about the color then. I'm using unbleached titanium, milky white, and yellow ochre. All right, so let's go up a little bit more and then down. I'm not doing the best job explaining, so let me try this again. I'm going to go up, up, and then down. Oops. And if you don't have a palette knife and you don't want to do the palette knife method, let me show you how to do it with a paintbrush. I'm just varying the colors. Some of them are going to be dark. Some of them are going to be light. All right, so let me show you with a paintbrush now. I'm going to take this little angular brush. And this is going to, now since I'm using a paintbrush, I'm going to dig more into the canvas. Oh, I love this gray back here. It looks really good. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to pull and then pull. All right, so look at my paintbrush. I have a little bit of cream, a little bit of kind of like a golden color. I didn't even use this one yet. Maybe I should use that one. Okay, I have a ton of paint on my brush. I'm going to find that stalk and I'm going to pull up and then pull down. And that's basically what I'm going to do to make my corn stalks. Pull up and then pull down. I just added a little bit of darker brown on my brush and look how it's coming out. I like it. So pull up and pull down. You don't have to finish every single one of them with a V because if you keep on doing V's, it's going to look too fake. So just put a bunch of paint on your brush. Now look, I have so much paint on the side of my brush. I'm going to use the side of the brush to get some of that paint off. And at the top of my stalk, don't they have those little, I'm going to just tap away. They have those little thingamajiggies at the top of your corn stalks, right? I'm going to make some of those by just tapping. And let's kind of layer these a little bit. I'm going to put some behind the others, some going high up, some going lower. I'm just kind of making the illusion of a corn stalk. I'm not making it, you know, super, super perfect. Let's go. Let me go right here. Put a little bit of that yellow in there. So what do I see? I see a little bit of brown here, a little bit of brown here. Let me put a little bit of brown right there. And let me get a little bit more of a whiter color at the top with those little, the little flowery edges. So first thing I want you to notice is I only put 3 corn stalk lines. But right now what I'm doing is I'm trying to make it to where there's an illusion of more than just 3. So I'm kind of trying to blend it all together with this paintbrush here and put a couple more little strokes back there. in different places just to fill it up a little bit. They're not all meeting. They don't have to meet up with the stalk every time. I'm just kind of throwing in a couple of extra ones. Let's go down a little bit more. I like the palette knife better. So I'm going to go back to my palette knife. Okay. Now, of course, it always helps for you to have a photograph in front of you to kind of guide you a little bit. I'm going to make some of these go down a little bit further. Trying to get a few little lighter colors in there. All right, I don't like that one, so let's do something with that. Let's kind of make another one on top of it. I'm just using the tip of the palette knife to make those little. Okay, let me come down here and just add a little bit more of my browns. Okay, I'm not going all the way down because I'm going to put some pumpkins right there. So, it's not perfect, but, you know, it's just an illusional look of some cute little corn stalks there. And I think it's pretty cute so far. I like the style. I like doing that kind of style. So, hi, Ginger Honey. Hi, Miss Faith. How are you? Hey, Kathy. How are you doing? Thank you for liking my corn stalks. Okay, so we're not even going to put anything on this side. I like the unbalance of it so far. And what we're going to do now is we are going to use our larger angle brush, and I'm going to dip into my orange, and I'm going to start making me some little pumpkins. And so I'm going to use the angle. Well, I'm going to actually make kind of like some big pumpkins. I'm going to use the angle, and I'm going to kind of make like a heart. Just kind of go like a heart. But then instead of making the point of the heart, you just kind of round it. And then I'm just going to pull and pull and pull like that. And then I'm going to make another one over here, a little bit smaller and a little lopsided. I don't want them to look exactly alike. I want one of them to be kind of tall and skinny, and then the other one to be kind of short and fat. So I'm going to make this one a little taller and skinnier. Okay, I like that. Actually, let me make this one go like it's kind of behind the other one. And I'm going to start adding some more orange, just like another layer. I'm using burnt orange, by the way. And I'm using the tip of the angle brush. I have a big brush too. I like to use a big brush. Okay, now I'm going to dip into the brown, the burnt umber, and the orange together, and I'm going to mix that together. And I'm just going to come from the top where the beginning, see, it's still too wet for me, so I'm going to come from the top, and I'm going to try to make, there we go. some little darker areas for the pumpkins, like so you can see the indentions of them. I'm going to clean my paintbrush off. I'm not done because the paint's still pretty wet underneath, but I am going to take my palette knife and I'm going to grab some of this brown and I'm going to make me you can use green if you want, because you know sometimes your little stems on your pumpkin are green, not brown. I'm going to make me some little stems. And I'm going to make the stem come down into the pumpkin some. And look, let me share something with you. The further you make the end of the stem come down the middle of the pumpkin, the more the pumpkin's going to look like it's turned towards you. So let me share with you again what I'm talking about. So I'm trying to make this pumpkin right here, the one that I'm playing with, I'm trying to make it to where it's kind of leaning, excuse me, towards us. I'm going to make that stem come down even more than the other one. And what's going to happen is it's going to turn that pumpkin to kind of be almost on its side. So let me share with you again what I'm doing. And not only make the stem come down more to the end of the pumpkin, I'm going to make behind the stem come out a little bit more. And so I want you to pay attention to what's happening to this pumpkin. Look at what the eyes are doing. Now, you notice how this pumpkin here now kind of looks like, I'm going to bring that stem down even more, and I'm going to pull it out more from the center of the pumpkin, not the top center. And the more I do that, and the more I make this stem come down, the more it's turning that pumpkin facing me. Okay, it's not perfect, and I don't want it to be perfect because that's not what I'm going for. But I am just adding a little bit in the background. So this pumpkin here is looking like it's standing on its butt. Okay, this pumpkin right here, it looks like it's standing on its bottom. And not only that, it also, because I put the other pumpkin in front of it, it also looks like it's behind. See how right here, we're going to make it look even more like it's behind. So I'm teaching you a little bit about perspective here through this process. So right here, I'm going to make this pumpkin, the back pumpkin, I'm going to make it be a little bit darker. I'm going to add some more of that orange in there. It works much better when it's dry and you're doing this than trying to do it all wet. I would let it dry for about 30 minutes or so, and then you can start getting that depth. Okay. So I'm going to add just a teeny bit of some highlights in it with some yellow. And I'm going to make sure that the highlights stay kind of on the left side of the pumpkin. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of white right at the top. Now again, you're going to want to let it dry just a little bit. And then on the left side of the stem, I'm going to add just a little bit there for highlights. And I have to ground my pumpkins. Do y'all understand what I mean when I say ground them? Right now they look like they're floating. So what am I going to do to ground them? I'm going to give them some shade, some shadow. And I'm just going to work back and forth with my paintbrush right underneath here to make it look like, okay, well, there's a little bit of that. Maybe the sun's coming in from the left. And now they actually kind of look like they're sitting down on the ground. And then, oh, I'm having so much fun. I'm going to come back and add just a little bit of this grassy area with my angle brush. I'm going to add just a little bit of that grass coming in front of it. Don't overdo it. Let me use the palette knife for this. I think it'll work better because I'm still working wet on wet. So don't want to mess it up too much, but I want to give myself just a little bit of grass right there. Maybe even a little bit more grass coming up right here. Okay. All right, so I like it, but I'm not crazy about it. Now let me tell you why. So this is what happens to my eyes. I'm seeing like super large pumpkins and little bitty corn stalks. So if I wanted to make this a little more eye appealing, I'm going to make my corn stalk, I'm going to make one of them kind of come into this area here, like it's leaning. And I'm going to make more, just a little bit more corn stalk coming out right here. Just a little bit at the top. There we go. That looks a lot better. So I feel like I kind of balanced the painting out some by adding that area right there. All right, let me finish the top of it. I'm going to add just a little bit of these. All right, that is what I was going for. Something similar to that. Okay, so what do y'all think? Think we nailed it? Isn't it cute? So this area right here leads you to imagination, okay? It looks kind of like it's kind of like a little dark sky in the background, and the picture is really focused on the pumpkins. And then you have your corn stalks in the back. What do y'all think? Yeah, I like it a lot. I love muted colors a lot more than I do like bright reds and greens and oranges and yellows and all that kind of stuff. So fall is my favorite time of the year. It's my favorite time of the year too. And my son is getting married in about 2 weeks, which we're going to Louisiana in about 2 weeks, and they planned their wedding for fall time because it's their favorite time of the year too. So I'm super excited about it. It's going to be a beautiful wedding. So yeah, I hope you like it. This was definitely a really fun tutorial, it gave me the opportunity to spend a little time with you, actually just having fun and painting. And that's kind of what I wanted to do today, because that's what I felt like doing. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I cannot wait to see your paintings. And make sure you share them in our group. And God bless you all. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we will be back tomorrow evening for another episode of our Acrylic 101. We'll be on day 26 tomorrow. Today is day 25, of course. And yeah, we'll talk soon. So bless you all. Have a great day. All right. Thank y'all for being here. Bye.